Greetings, all. Greetings, greetings, greetings. After 3 days of rain, water, that street covered by 1 meter of water. Meter is about a little over 3 feet deep. The foundation of this house is raised up, and the water was at the step, first step before we enter the house. Anyway, sunshine today. But those 3 days gave me the opportunity to rest. Not really rest, but look at some things around the world, what's going on. Because there was no going outside. So, looking at the news and events. And I know that you are also looking at them. And you're seeing the changes going on around you, even if you're in Europe and America. You see now the people who were fighting, who were pushing this war, are now trying to save face while pushing for peace. In the U.S., uh, the most nobody would, well, people did predict it. The people I know that just came out and said, "Hey, this is going to happen." And there's some things that so uh, more events that I already told you. There's some things that I can't say, otherwise people will show up at my door. Want to know how I know it? But some things are going to happen that, as a matter of fact, I talk to people who I converse with by email, and some of the things I ask them about, they say it can't happen. But I say, fortunately for some people, it's going to happen. But unfortunately for some people, a lot of people, it's going to happen. That's why I've been always preaching about focus. When I say preaching, I don't mean like the preacher. People will consider what I'm saying preaching, because I repeat what I say many times. But focus on what you have to do. Also enjoy yourself, because when you're calm and relaxed, you get to think. Your thinking is more clear. You get to make better decisions. And as you've seen over the last 3 years, I mean almost 3 years now, you need clear thinking. Look at what's happening in Africa. I, I we talked about that. These changes need to come, and slowly. I mean, I was saying, hey, you got 3 years to make these changes. Start making these changes. And finally, the young people are coming up and saying, hey, this is our time of leadership. Guess what Joe Biden said? I'm passing the torch on to the younger generation. Hello? You seeing what happened? Now, why would he do that? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Why would he do that? I don't want to scare you, but The other day I started talking about the financial system and how things are going to change, and that you who came to Gambia or wherever you are in Africa, and you're sitting back and you're, making videos about your castle, you should be preparing for when, if your money gets stopped and you can't get it in Gambia or can't get it in Nigeria, can't get it in Ghana. You should be seeing that all over Ghana, Ghanaians are going attacking. And it's not the poor Ghanaians, it's the wealthy Ghanaians. The same families that sold us into captivity, to the Caucasian. We are coming back to rebuild Ghana, and they're attacking us. They're sending the policemen. I mean, I'm seeing number of people saying this is happening to me in Ghana. They're creating a hostile atmosphere for us. We are coming back and doing what they didn't do, what we are supposed to do actually, because we are the ones who are supposed to bring not new, but a vision. Bring the vision back, because if you look carefully, you see African is thinking America and Europe. He's trying to create America and Europe and Africa, while we in the diaspora are seeing Africa as a paradise, and America and Europe are not a paradise. So our vision of Africa is much better than the visions of Africa other people have. One have a vision of enslaving Africans, and that he's getting his African counterpart to enslave Africans. Look at Ruto, and look at Tinubu. Look at the one in Ghana. They're all working on the same program. Well, we are coming back to Africa looking to make real, not for the rich, but for the average African. And that's the vision. Now, it can be interrupted now, and there are going to be obstacles. I'm telling you, there are going to be obstacles. Like I just said, there are people in Ghana who are, a lot of us are going there buying land and building, and they're seeing that we are building and creating an image in Ghana that they don't want to see Ghanaians looking at. They don't want to see poor Ghanaians looking at that image and say, hey, we can do this in Ghana. We don't have to leave and go to Europe or America. So the wealthy, the old leaders, what they call the traditional leaders, are now trying to fight back. And they're using the system, the corrupt system that they put in place to fight back. Same thing in Nigeria. If you look at Nigeria, the system is corrupt. And Nigerians, the only thing that they want is the same amount of money that the wealthy, corrupt people have, so they can live like that. But you can't do that. You can't turn your country into a cesspool and expect it to thrive. It will fail. It might appear that it's going to thrive, but it's going to fail. It's like America. You see how America one day America looked like this great, great place, and now all of a sudden, just like that, you see it falling apart, and people are wondering, hey, what's going on in America? Governments all over the world are scratching their heads saying, holy crap, we have a big problem. Fortunately, a lot of them are now joining together and say, hey, we got to create a system that, you know, can work for us. But you see for yourself what's going on in America. Plan accordingly. Plan accordingly. That's why I told you before, don't focus on what they're doing. That war, that's a distraction. The distraction. But the system, the monetary system is about to get shaken. Very, I mean, it's like an earthquake. People know that earthquakes happen, but they can't plan for them because they don't know when it's going to happen. So, make sure you got your, the elders used to call your house in order. Put away some money wherever you can. If you have $1 million in America, put some of it in whatever country. If you're from Jamaica, put a little bit in Jamaica. If you're living in Africa, put a little bit in Africa. Buy a piece of land in Jamaica, buy a piece of land in Africa. Because when Europe failed, when America failed, it's going to take some time to rebuild that place. In the meantime, all the money is going to get confiscated. And they're already talking about that. I mean, people are shouting about it all over the place. And many are trying to figure out what kind of system is going to come in place so they can prepare for it. Only black people are not prepared. They're not talking about it. Only the people who they call black, who are known as black. In America, they're hoping for reparations. What if the country go broke and there's no restoration? You should be putting your money together and that money builds a wall that separates you from the failure that's going to come around you. You can look out from behind your wall and say, wow, it did happen. It's a good thing that we prepared for it. Anyway, just want to say hi and hope everyone is doing well. But plan, prepare for what's about to happen. They've been pumping up this balloon for the last 4 years. And Trump is going to have to deal with the issue. Because they have planned a failure. If they lose, even if they win, the failure is built in. And they're going to spend the next 4 years trying to rebuild it. But it's going to be severe. Trump is going to have his hands full. When he was in office the first time, he had to deal with so many things, and the obstacles that that Obama had put in place. I mean, the problems that Obama had created came back to haunt him. And the personality he had, well, anyway. But you'll see a different person, What happened to him the other day changed him. But anyway, I shouldn't go into that subject. Just watch what's going to happen. Because over the time of his presidency, the problems that he's going to have to deal with, people are going to hate him when he leaves office. The people who hate him now are going to hate him worse. But the people who like him, who believe in him, are going to be upset because they see the trap that he got put into. And civil war in America. That's all I can say. Peace. Have a great day wherever you are.